Coverage of the 142nd running of the Kentucky Derby begins on today's TMJ4 at 3 this afternoon. Our very own George Mallet breaks it all down for us.
The fleet-footed Pharaoh's historic run started at Churchill Downs when he won the Kentucky Derby in dominating fashion. 1 year later, the most talented 3-year-old colts in America and beyond have been uncoiling their strides during morning workouts at Churchill. As the overwhelming favorite, Nyquist, got a bath this morning, his jock, Mario Gutierrez, acknowledged that everyone will be gunning for his colt.
Anything can happen in horse racing, so you can't overlook anybody. You have to be aware of all the competition that we have, because I know everybody else is going to just be worried about me as well.
Want to beat the favorite at the betting windows? There are some longer shots with lots of talent. Creator won the Arkansas Derby and sits at 10-1 on the morning line. Outwork won the Wood Memorial. At 15-1, he could pay big. Majesto hasn't won any stakes races, but has turned in blazing workouts of late. He's at 30-1.
So now that George Mallet gave us the Cliff Notes version of who's good and who's bad and who to look for, now find a good party and which colt should you choose? Paul Lorenz is the off-track betting manager at Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Thanks so much for waking up with us.
Well, thanks for having me.
He's the local expert.
Exactly.
That's right.
So Nyquist, is he the one that is the best not vote for, but
best
to bet?
Well, definitely the best odds. And every reason I can give you to bet Nyquist, I can almost tell you not to, because he's undefeated. He won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. All that stuff is for him and against him, because there's 19 other horses in that wanting to beat him.
Speaking of other horses, if you're looking for a bet with worse odds, or better depending on how you want to look at it, is Majesto still looking good at 30-1?
Well, again, he's one of the 20, and anything in a 20-horse field, anything can happen.
What would you say is one of your horses, if longer shot horses that you're eyeing up?
Well, one of the longer ones would be not as long, but it's 11 Majesto. I'm sorry, you said Majesto.
Yeah.
Exaggerator.
Sure.
If it gets, you're the weatherman. If it's going to be a little off in Churchill, that's the one to look at.
Okay.
And also Brody's Cause, the 19.
Okay.
So tell me what it's like at Potawatomi Casino. There's even a hat contest. It's like you're a little mini Kentucky Derby.
Well, seeing you can't get to Louisville right now, come to Potawatomi. We open up the off-track betting room at 8:30. We open up the Northern Lights Theater. We have a screen 20 foot by 20 foot, larger than life, 500 seating. It's great for, I have some wagering terminals in there. And then at 2 o'clock, we're going to open up the Woodland Dreams across the hallway from the off-track betting room. And we're going to have drink specials, mint juleps. We're going to have a hat contest, the top 10 people selected cash prizes. And again, wagering. I'll be in there to, if anybody needs help on how to wager. And we're also at 10 o'clock. We start giving away the mint julep glasses.
Sounds great. Fantastic atmosphere. I would say I've been down to the Kentucky Derby, and sometimes I was in the infield, and you don't even see a horse. I got a feeling you might actually see a horse a little bit better if you head over to Potawatomi. One last question: who are you picking? Who do you like?
Well, you can't bet against Nyquist.
Yep.
But if you are, again, those other two, Exaggerator and Brody's Cause, are the two that I kind of like that might be the upsetter.
Sounds good.
Right, well, thank you so much. Once again, coverage of the Kentucky Derby begins at 3 o'clock this afternoon right here on our station, today's TMJ4. We have a link to all the events happening at Potawatomi Hotel and Casino in the link section of TMJ4.com. Paul Lorenz, thank you so much for waking up with us.